Hey, what's up, Pinewood families? It's Mr. Nitz. Today is Wednesday, April 1st, and it's April Fool's Day. I actually had all these plans to play some jokes on you guys and talk about how everybody was going to have to repeat 5th grade and that, school was canceled for the next 5 years and all these weird things. And I was just like, no, that's not even funny. We've had so many serious things that I know that temptation is to just make a joke out of everything, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. Hope you guys are doing okay. The weather's not too bad today, so I chose to make the video outside. Today is going to be a short video. I'm getting it out a little bit late, but I know that a few of you depend on this because you either can't get to Schoology or whatever. But again, as I say every day, please go on Schoology. The meetings that I've had over the last day or two and the emails that I've gotten have just reinforced what I thought was going to happen, and that is that Schoology is going to be a major part of what we do. I'm planning on continuing the YouTube videos, planning on continuing to do a live event now and then, to do a Zoom meeting now and then, but the most effective part of our instruction over the next couple of weeks is going to be through Schoology, which means you're going to get detailed instructions of what to do, how to do it, examples, help. I'm going to be starting to drop some videos on the Schoology site as well, so you definitely want to be logging into there every day. So I'll go over the work for today, but I'm trusting that you, after watching this video, are going to go to Schoology. In reading today, you should be reading chapter 18. We are getting so close to the end of that book. I'm going to plan on reading chapter 19 and the epilogue with you on Friday. So we'll do that as a read aloud. But today, read chapter 18. And on Schoology, it details that today there's just one question that you should be answering. I know the original paper has like 2 or 3 choices, but I want you to answer this question with the raised format, and that is, what difficulties did Brian have getting into the plane? So you should be able to cite tons of evidence and talk about why it's difficult and why that made it hard for him to do. So read chapter 18 and then answer the race question, what difficulties did Brian have in trying to get inside the plane? In writing today, you're also writing part of your literary essay that has to do with your theme that you chose earlier this week. Remember, as you start writing today, and hopefully you have your graphic organizer done yesterday, so you're using that to kind of put together paragraphs. This is not a book report. Please do not retell the book. There should not be events told in order. This should be about your theme. Remember, from sentence 1 to the last sentence, it should be focused on this idea of what are we trying to learn about life? What's the author teaching us about life? And any evidence that you pull from the book has to be reinforcing that. So make sure that you stay focused on your theme and your thesis statement as you write. As you quote evidence and cite evidence from the book, that's fine, but just make sure that you say, okay, why did you tell me that Brian learned how to make fire? How does that go with your thesis statement? Okay. As you move into math today, got 2 pages for you, page 179, a math box page, and page 21P. For page 179, that's a math box page, and I have a breakdown of every one of those 5 or 6 problems on Schoology. So if you're not sure how to do one, check there first. And then next, page 21P, there's a link to YouTube to remind you how to do some of those math operations. And you should be able to review that video if you need help. In social studies, you should be watching episodes 20, 21, and 22 today. Remember, this is different than what the original plan was. And if anybody in Mrs. Clark's class is watching this, make sure that you kind of keep up with us this way. Next, in social studies, you were given a piece of paper that had on it some stop signs, and this was about events that were leading up to the war and some of the ideas behind why did the war really happen. So somebody texted me today asking for a reminder on that, and I figured that would probably be a good thing to do with all of you. The first one was the side that looks like it has room for a vertical list. It starts with the French and Indian War and ends with the battles of Lexington and Concord. Those were the first battles in the war. They happened both in the early morning hours on the same day. So in the 10 to 15 years leading up to the war, what were the big ideas, or what were the big events that you need to put in there. So chronologically list them, and I keep getting notifications. Sorry if it looks like I'm poking the screen. It's because I'm trying to get rid of these notifications. What were those big ideas, and what was the things that led to the war starting? Next, on the other side, so I'm sorry, on that first right side, you should be listing those events, maybe put years by them so you can put them in order. And on the other side, you're going to be putting in the different categories. So political ideas, those would include things like they wanted to be in charge of themselves. They wanted to have representation in the government so that they made fair laws for everybody. Economic ideas would be things like they believed the taxes were unfair. Those would be an economic problem. Boycotting British goods, that would be an economic issue that's going on. So continue filling that out if you haven't yet, and hopefully you're enjoying those Liberty Kids episodes. Hopefully you've noticed Sarah's changing perspective. She's kind of been doing a slow slide from loyalist to patriot as the series goes on. And then last in science, watching some more Mystery Science videos. Go to Schoology, know exactly which ones you need to go to. There's links there, especially for social studies, science, and math that you want to click on, and go check that stuff out. Lastly, I know a lot of parents are watching this either with your kid or even on your own, so that you're able to help them. I'm probably looking at tomorrow evening for a parent YouTube live event. I'll try to get word out for that specifically, and it'll be something that even if you can't tune in live, it'll be worth rewatching. So students, if you know your parents aren't watching these, let them know that Mr. Nitz said that there's a parents YouTube live event scheduled for tomorrow. And again, even if you don't watch it live, it's no big deal. I'm hopefully going to address some questions and concerns that parents have and set students and parents up for success. As always, families, I miss you, students and parents. I'm going to try to do everything I can to support you through this, and I know that you have such a big part, and it feels overwhelming. Part of that is the reason why we want to have that meeting tomorrow, but I know, students, you can do this. I keep using that phrase of I want you to be the boss of you. Don't wait for your parents to help you. Do your best to be responsible, take initiative, which means, be the one to get things started. I will talk to you soon, and have a great day.